move there. Is dispersing the shadow kill damage to the minions.
The less kills you can give to a Hayabusa, the more uncomfortable he becomes. And Albert right now is sitting on a 0-0-0 KDA. Not really where you want to be on this type of hero. Now the next turtle going to be contested. He already spotted out.
For the pursuit again from Mlbb Re. He pops in Glorious Pathway and revitalized. Airline walks in. Retribution on fight for Kyrie. They all fall into the real world inflation in for the pursuit again. Mlbb going in SOD. Whips there. AOG deficit forced to flicker. Key falling to the hands of Kyrie in enemy lines, and Kyrie wants more. Airlines next to the chopping block. Albert still waiting. The purple buff looking for a shadow kill comes in. Savero pins Airline to the wall. The taunt from Keyboy finds Albert, and Onyx eSports take 4-0.
Yeah, I think Evo's made a bit of a miscall there by trying to actually contest the 5v5. They already should know at this point. They just don't actually have the damage to be able to directly duel Onyx eSports. And when they already lost the members, they found themselves in a situation where they could no longer disengage because they committed Glorious Pathway and RWM aggressively. So Onyx could just continue chasing them down into their jungle. Things were a little bit dicey for Evos before this, but now things are dire. As Onyx is continuing building up that gold lead, Kyrie, Sans, and Savero all have not died yet, so the farm on all three cores is going to be snowballing out of control.
For Savero, he's very, very safe here. Oh, that's actually Smart Force on the map.
I think we are getting even more proof of why we just don't really like the Badang roam very much. This is a very important position for setting the pace on the map. And Badang just doesn't match up to other frontliners in the early game. You really got to hit that 2 to the 3 item power spike before it becomes a true problem. And that's more than enough time for a team to take complete control of the map. The same way that Onyx has done now. Even the Wishing Lantern for Sans, because he knows he can play aggressively for just straight up DPS. 10 minutes in, and the kill score is 13-2.
Ooh.
And Erlan nearly dying just through the puncture spears of Savero.
Savero doing really good on this pick here. 13-2 it is right now. 10 minutes in. Onyx eSports looking to siege down the base turret. Again, the poke, the siege potential of a Moskov and a Yves is phenomenal. You can see the constant poke over the deficit. Glorious Pathway gets laid down, but it's only a mid-turret taken by Onyx. Instead, another turret falls down below. That is 2. Melfic Gunner in for Savero. Again, jumps in forward. RWM there. Airline jumping back and forth. Purifies out of the way, but the base is quite open. Deficit is still able to find a kill onto Keyboy, and Evos stay alive. Oh, it's fist crack from Key on 2 members. Sans flickering out, and now it's the turnaround from Savero. Able to get 2, and that's the unstoppable for Kyrie. A quicker response from Onyx.
The lead is just way too big for Onyx eSports at this point. It is very easy for them to just survive anything that Evo's Holy could throw at them. And now it looks... But
Garnier Vitamin C Serum. Try now at ₹99 only. Dark spot reduction सिर्फ 3 दिन में.
Remember that this game only lasted for how long? 11 minutes.
Yeah, very quick game. One of the faster games from Onyx actually. Remembering the post-stat screen, I think their fastest game up until now was also somewhere around.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think Onyx are the ones that have to ban the Gatot here against Evos, because for Onyx they have 3 physical damage dealers, and that's going to be very, very good for the Gatot on the other side. So they're the ones to ban the Gatot. Evos Holy, you know, I think the Tig is should be the right answer, right? Against the Phobias, against the Suyo, both not going to have Purify.
Funny thing though, we're always kind of calling for Tigreal, but he almost never comes out.
I think because so far they've been better options, right? Well, in game number 1, I think the Gatot was a better option than the Tigreal. In game number 2, what was... Keyboy got a pick early in game number 2, right? Was it the Gatot? Oh,
yeah. He played Gatot game 2. So honestly, he can play it again. Right? Gatot counters... wait, no.
Yeah,
it's bad. What am I saying? So the high-lows goes through.
So no Jawhead, no Gatot. High-lows been picked already. Oh, please don't say, please don't pick Badang.
Stars guide me.
You could go back to the classic Kufra. Yeah.
They could go Aurora Cho here. You know?
Aurora Cho sounds
not
good.
bad.
Cho, I like it.
Cho is good. Kufra is an option for the Hari Farsa.
And Haya. Okay,
There we go.
All right,
there we go.
Go do it. Just get that Tigreal. Key. El Momento time, bro.
Yeah, I like the Tigreal here. I think Tigreal is a very good option. Is probably not quite as good at roaming compared to the Cho in terms of rotation, but teamfight setup is going to be way cleaner coming in from Evos.
Please don't go Badang again, man. I mean, you can, but
Badang is good.
it's like no Badang roam, please. They're thinking about it.
Roam, how good is that for this one?
I think it's good. I think it's solid. Like you don't have the Farsa, right? You just need someone in front to stun and DOT and heal. I think it's good.
You could go CC as well.
But do you need to?
Yeah,
Do you need that?
We're actually still here.
Go Lucas.
Actually, Lucas. Okay.
So big ult. There you go. Despite going up against Phobias, they still decide to go for Lucas. I guess thinking they would have a Glorious Pathway, so it kind of sets up already really well for the Lucas. Just get the movement speed and beast mode in, you know, get that Randafa going.
Yep, get that Ren.
Beast mode.
If only Randafa is here with us.
He will be.
Yeah, he will be. For the big game.
The
The big game. Now, of course, speaking of big game, this one is a pretty big game in my books as well, as the Sky Kings going up against the Dark Claws comes down all the way to the T. And this is literally the final game that we gotta have to see for this very series itself. Down the wire, which team would it be to be able to get themselves yet another point in this group stage? Would it be Onyx eSports, or would it be EVOS Holy for the Kingdom?
Whoa, Badang! Oh my goodness, now that's new! Punching the sky to reveal the Snapdragon Pro Series logo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an absolute banger of a game, because at this point, every match in Group B will be a banger. Every game, we don't know who's going to the knockout stage from Group B, and it's all in the hands of Onyx eSports and EVOS Holy. Their fates need to be sealed right here. Do they go and win, or is it a 1 point unlucky for them?
Turns out this whole time, Group B stood for banger, right? As these teams just want to bring it all the way to the finish line. Looking at the emblem setups right now, nothing too out of the ordinary. Reggie actually going for Concussive Blast with Vengeance here, so no Brave Bite, just going straight up for lane clear as well as straight up tankiness, so that he is able to form the secondary front line for EVOS Holy.
B for Badang as well, maybe. Right? We can see a whole lot of Badang. True. Lethal, take. Goes for the Surge too, has already committed the Retribution, but knows he has the advantage when it comes to just level 3. Will walk up onto Albert, another Queller, and Albert is the one who picks it up, I believe.
But it looks like Kairi actually still has that slight EXP advantage thanks to the Suyo clear speed. So things are still pretty even for now. In terms of lane priority we're looking at here, I think the mid lane prio is actually more even this game, so we shouldn't see either side having just straight up superior rotations, but Reggie now in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Lucas. Getting bullied by the Phoveus is already something we knew, but you added Cho in, and it's the double bully now. So much pressure, so much tempo on in the first few minutes for Cho in the mid lane. That he waiting, goes over to Sun, Shunpu away from 1. Now goes back in, and Suns should be ready at level 4 with Lippy.
Albert trying to look to steal this, but there's so many members of Onyx here at the turtle pit.
Queller charged in, Retribution on point from Kairi. Reggie walks up. Lippy, for the pursuit. Reggie should be able to walk away still. Keyboy, no level 4 just yet. Vengeance already baited out. Reggie will use it, but still, it's too much damage from Kai. Lippy, ooh, flicker forward there. Deppez at good wings by wings to escape from it, and it's an orange buff take on top of a turtle for Onyx eSports.
And this is kind of an issue that we have seen with Lucas throughout SPS, right? He can be very effective in displacing and being a secondary frontliner, but once you're in, you're not usually going to have much of a way out. I think if he used the Vengeance earlier, maybe he could have survived a little longer, but it wouldn't have made much difference in the end, as Onyx already had full control over the turtle pit. Some great position from and that's the Soul Sever, right? Suyo has so much inbuilt damage that even heroes like Hylos have difficulty dealing with him.
Oh, Keyboy! Great kick! G2, no flicker! Did they just read that out, or did he scout Albert before? Keyboy!
I mean, that's just classic Keyboy right there.
That's just Keyboy!
He hasn't been having the most consistent performance in SPS, but when he shines, boy, does he burn bright. Catching out Albert on his rotation, getting the kick right in place, and even giving an assist to Savero to help him get some extra gold instantly. We see Onyx already having that 1.5k lead before the 4-minute mark. So this is one of the biggest gold advantages we've seen so far in this series, and Onyx is going to want to continue building up on that. Keyboy on this show is very clearly out-rotating Key right now.
Great take, everyone! Oh, it really is a vacation about now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, somewhere warm, adventurous.
And you can see, even the observers want you to pay attention on Keyboy here. To Keyboy. Turtle number 2 spawning in 10 seconds. Kairi securing the Hunter Strike. And for EVOS Holy, I don't know. Again, with the high-lows, you do have ways to move on the map, similar to the Cho. But again, for me, I really just like having at least a Tigreal here to at least be able to force out some fights. Key, he's been very passive on the high-lows, and the turtle will be taken from by Kairi. No contest. It's straight down below. Savero in a bad spot, gets taken down. Keyboy walks up, Deppez flickers away. Now kick back under, concussive blast there. Keyboy might be able to get the assassination. Shunpu out of the way, still stunned up and taken down by Erlan. So the turtle gets traded for 2 kills.
I like the choice here that was made by EVOS. It's very textbook MLBB. You're not able to contest the neutral objective, so you try to make something happen on the opposite side of the map instead. Slowing down Savero, even managing to pick up Keyboy and saving Deppez with a really nice entrance timing from the high-lows. Glorious pathway, keeping the Farsa topped up with the revitalized meant that Onyx could no longer prolong that fight. This is the way that EVOS needs to approach this game, right? They already know for sure they don't have EXP lane priority. I can't believe Key didn't get cancelled there. Yeah. But yes, EVOS has ways of responding. They just gotta continue playing the map in this way.
And for Onyx, it is back to winning some neutral objectives then. Conceal. Keyboy knows there's no flicker. Jiku no flicker. Keyboy clean with it. And the follow-up is there from Sans. Frigid Glacier, a free pickoff on Depazet.
The Farsa used to flying, but not usually at someone else's command, as Keyboy is able to find a really nice target. Deficit saw him, couldn't even respond in time. We have to note, the Farsa did go for Flicker over the Purify, so that does mean it's a lot easier for the Cho to be able to catch her.
Now they're looking for the turret up top. They know that Lucas was spotted last time in the bottom lane. Keyboy will hold that position to stop Reggie from walking up. Actually, he does let Reggie walk up. He knows that Kyrie will still be able to get a turret, no problem. And now they can rotate down below. Kyrie 3 levels ahead of Albert.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up if you didn't. Level 11, he's literally 3 levels ahead of everyone else in the game. Kyrie is farming so fast off of that early lead that he was given. Already has the War Axe. I'm pretty sure that's like his second item after the Hunter Strike as well. Make that 4 levels now.
Oh my lord.
This is the biggest jungle gap I have seen in a while.
You're right, man. Now it's Reggie walking up Keyboy. Gonna go for Jiku now. Jumping again, Lutpi in front of pursuit. Turtle gets reset it. Erlan pops into Zaman Force. Now as Key walks up. Feather Airstrike faded out. Lutpi flickers out of that zone. Kyrie immortal form taking some damage, but it's the damage reduction. Keyboy walking back again with a conceal. Now it's the jump back line. Erlan together in the back trying to cut away from Lutpi. Now it's Avero who joins in with the SOD. Dealing damage but not enough. That's a stun on the Lutpi. And Albert secures the turtle. Keyboy walking back. Lutpi isolated. Clinical from EVOS.
I was already preparing myself to say that Onyx is taking this fight so smartly, right? The disengage, the timing is good. Wow. But Reggie, in a single fell swoop, disrupts their positioning entirely. We mentioned Lucas can have his weaknesses, but he also has some strengths to make up for it. That flash combo pushing away 2 key members of Onyx and bursting them down to half HP, letting Albert finish off Kyrie with the Ogi Shadow kill, immediately boosts him up 2 levels, narrows the gold difference to nothing for Onyx eSports, and that's just how quickly the game can swing nowadays. Kyrie, he still has the EXP advantage, but Onyx eSports now actually does need to respect their positioning in these neutral standpoints.
And also, it's the fact that EVOS were able to bring Lutpi to the back. Once Lutpi went in, you can see a clear split in the team fight. And if, again, the Lucas doesn't get matched up by the Phobias, it'll be very easy for Lucas to just dive in onto the rest of the team, right? You saw that earlier. Kyrie couldn't really respond properly to the Lucas, and again, Lutpi wasn't really able to create the same impact as Lucas if they're split up. I think the Phobias now for Lutpi, he needs to try to adapt in a way where he plays together with the team. He needs to be the one to disrupt the movement of Lucas, to disrupt the all-in of Lucas.
The funny thing is, the job of Reggie and Lutpi in this game are kind of similar in that they both want to dive the backline and just buy as much time as possible from multiple members, right? So Lutpi, up until now, his job has basically been to target Erlan or Albert if possible. But now, as you mentioned, Rico, he might need to pay a bit more attention to Reggie specifically to make sure that the Lucas isn't able to funnel Onyx into a tight spot the same way as before.
ओए, 28 लाख की गाड़ी है।
वैसे भी मेरी पर्सनालिटी के साथ मैच नहीं हो रही है।
ब्रो, बस इतनी आसानी से ड्रीम कार के सपने को स्किप कर दिया। सपनों को स्किप नहीं, सिप करो।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
आजकल वैलेंटाइन गिफ्ट चुनने में
They cannot afford for something like that to happen again because the goal lead is already gone and EVOS wholly have regained the map control that they basically haven't had since the beginning of the game.
Keyboy again with conceal, goes into the back, Deficit gets kicked back, there's no follow-up though. Frigid Glacier goes wide, Keyboy taken down, Reggie on the other side, able to go and bait out some skills, but in the end still gets soul severed by Kyrie despite the vengeance. 1-for-1, Keyboy for Reggie, ends up being worth it for EVOS. Holy, the Lutpi opens it up again, now jumping with Infernal Pursuit, able to get some sustain down, and that's a freeze onto Albert by Sans. Shadow kill though, still comes through, Albert very low, gets taken down. Now it's a Zaman Force. Erlan trying to make the most of the situation. SOD, the pin down. Savero gets the pin for Sans to secure a triple kill.
So many things just happened right there. The fight started with Keyboy trying to kick Deficit, got cancelled by Reggie. Evo stick around, continue taking the fight. But without their frontliner, Onyx can now die.
And Keyboy. He's got a personal vendetta against Tepes that every single time he sees the Farsa, it's a kick to the face.
I mean, K-Boy, he sees Deposit without Purify and he takes it as a personal attack. You know, you think I'm not gonna punish you for not respecting the way of the dragon here? And that's exactly what's happening. Deposit getting a bit of a feel for what Sans was experiencing in Game 1. The moment you get anywhere remotely close to Onyx, your life is forfeit. And Sans looking a lot more comfortable now as well. 4-0-4 on the Aurora, able to stand in the backline and continue freezing and setting up. Evo's Holy has good burst damage, but they're not able to control the team fight well enough because Sans is just a consistent torn in their side.
Mid lane turret siege for Onyx eSports. T-Boy, no flicker just yet, but it will be up in just a bit. Kyrie constantly putting the pressure down with the poke. Erlan finally securing the Holy Crystal 11 minutes in. Lord up top. Holy defenses have been popped in. I don't believe the top side Holy defenses, but actually it has by just the minions. So still for Onyx, they're trying to just shove it in. So 2 Holy defenses popped already, and I think for Onyx, that will mark the end of the siege.
The end of the siege, but the beginning of the end for Evo's Holy. Those Holy defenses are very important for being able to hold later waves, which are going to get just tankier and tankier as the game goes on. And they're already lacking damage at this stage. We're 12 minutes in. Onyx still sitting on a very comfortable 5k gold lead. Malefic Gun just completed on Savero, so now it's even easier for him to be part of the fight.
Triple contest here. They really want to give Albert this triple buff, but I don't think it's possible. Erlan has the Demonic Force proc on him, but there's no way Lippy takes that. It's just additional pressure put in. And again, for the Phobias, it is the Thunderbelt build. More of just, Keyboy. Gets the way. The dragon. Is it going to be followed up? Freezing Glacier! Sounds like the ankle! Albert is down. Lippy now holding Reggie back, stunned by the surge. Not frozen, though. He gets away with the anti-CC built in the kit, but still, Albert is down.
That is the epitome of experience and faith. Keyboy baiting out the Ogi Shadow kill, going for the kick regardless of angle, knowing his team is there.
Vengeance is still down, Suns! The glowing one tick gets him down. Now 6-0-4.
Onyx eSports looked at Evos. They thought that they were in a comfortable spot after winning Game 1, and Sans is just saying, hey, chill out, guys. We're still here to play after all. Onyx eSports has just too much teamfight control. They have too much burst. Their lead is massive. BOD completed for Kyrie as well. I don't know if Evo's Holy has what it takes to be able to return this game anymore. Their course is... hold on.
Losing immortality for the airstrike down. Glorious Pathway gets placed in as well to slow him down for the feather airstrike to deal more damage, but Keyboy flickers out in time. Now, Evos holding control. They've used quite a bit of resources here. 3 ultimates down, so they cannot push on forward despite getting Keyboy to recall.
That's 3 ultimates spent just to kill the immortality on the enemy roamer. You have to imagine just how that really looks from an objective standpoint, right? Evo's Holy, they're very behind. They do have the damage, but they gotta take their initiation so carefully. Keyboys thus far has been dictating the pace of every single engagement. Key now trying to get in some of the action.
Some unfortunate for the airstrike again, but this time it is baited out again. 3 ultimates. Key, Erlan, Deposit will have to move back. Kyrie charging the surge. Keyboy, Jikundo, Shenfu back. Key. Forced to recall Lippy at half.
You can tell Onyx eSports is feeling it. They're not showing any signs of desperation. They're looking very comfortable, very disciplined. They know they don't have to force things to happen. They can just wait. They can keep teasing Evo's Holy, forcing them to use resources, waste cooldowns when they really don't have to, because they are in full control.
Well played. Rose Gold Meteor. That's the Rose Gold dog. For Savero, full items. He didn't get to the full items in the previous game. He wants to break his own record now. 14 minutes with the RGM. So it's going to be very tough for Evos to get him down, even with the poke.
Yeah, Erlan's not too far behind, all things considered. Only 1 item away, but the rest of Evo's Holy is where the problem stands. Their tanks cannot tank. And if your tanks can't do that, your DPS can't really do their job either. Mid inhibitor just falls like that. Onyx not even bothering to sync the waves because they know that they're in such a comfortable position they can just wait for them to connect anyway.
Glorious Pathway again. Good Spear of Misery to pin him down now as they dive into the back again. Savero going to give it a dash away. One more time. The kick from Keyboy stands next to Savero, gets the kick. And now with Albert down, Keyboy walks up again. The knockup into the freeze. Sans is godlike. That is another base turret down below. Another one up top. Onyx looking to go for the end
of Evo's Holy. 3v4 situations. Force committed again, but they can't stop them.
Reggie walking up against Savero, turret locking, a reverse sweep in Stream A for Onyx versus...
I don't know, yeah.
Impressive throughout SPS. witness that once again in the draft for game number 1. Looks like Onyx Philippines are going to be on the blue side with Team Liquid taking the red.
Oh, John had respect by Onyx PH. Again, one of the rising picks of Challenge Finals. I thought that maybe they'd want to leave it open, but they were thinking of the potential surprise threat of it coming in the first 2 picks, considering that Onyx PH would want that early game. They'd rather not face him against a hero that's great at shutting down early games while making a good early game for the team that has him.
Also, getting rid of the Phobius immediately makes you think that they want the Joy. So Team Liquid ID, they had the choice of letting it through or not. They'll decide to ban the Fanny instead. So I'm pretty sure they're going to give King Kong the Joy here. Otherwise, like maybe they're first picking the Harif or the Granger. It's still open, but Phobius seems very, very specific.
Yeah, or the Suyo. I mean, if they are going to fall down the idea of respecting the undefeated pick of Fabian so far in the Challenge Final. So all the power picks are available, but that means that's a 2 power pick swing for the side of Team Liquid Indonesia. Onyx PH were tackling the Aran problem. So they pick up the Granger, they deny a comfort for Aaron Shiki.
Ooh, going for the Granger instead. This means that Fabian can pick up the Joy if he wants to, but I do think he's a little bit more comfortable on the Suyo overall. And there's always the worry that if you pick up the Joy, then the opposing team will just draft like the Tigreal or the Beleric to immediately counter you. These 2 teams are quite evenly matched up, so that can be a pretty big risk.
Yeah, first 3 picks, Tigreal, Valentina, if ever they get a little bit too greedy with the first 2 picks here. They do pick up the Joy. If it's Joy Harith, it's a little bit too greedy. So they go for the Eve instead.
For sure, everyone would want thought that it is going to be a Suyo with the side of Team Liquid Indonesia, but that means that Onyx PH now has the opportunity to pick up the Suyo for themselves and of course go for another comfy pick. Quite literally, a lot of heroes that can really fulfill that B3 pick if they want to go for the safe pick. Hylos can almost never go wrong.
Yeah, Hylos is pretty safe against Eve, but I don't think Onyx is a team that typically wants to play safe. They go for the Cho instead for lockdown on the Joy, and then the Hayabusa instead. So Suyo just not going to be in contention for game 1.
Interesting, but the Hayabusa makes sense with the Eve on the board. They needed the backline access that could threaten Eve's placement in team fights, and at the same time, you also have a great option for splitting safely. Well, we've seen teams try to actually answer Onyx iconic 4-1 split, where they be 4 round objective and then 1 to just push and macro the map. Hayabusa would be great as the 1 spot. Team Liquid ID though will pick up the Badang. Flex split still feels them around it though.
Yeah. Aran already made a huge play with the Badang yesterday. So I think we're all definitely hoping that it's going to be the Badang EXP. If any team is going to do well on Badang Roam though, I would expect it to be Team Liquid ID, so they can still keep it somewhat flexible. But now that the first 3 picks have been grabbed, we're going to go into the ban phase where we immediately see the Valentina removed from the board. This makes sure that Onyx will not have their own RWM and keeps open the possibility of a Lucas.
Lucas Tigreal are options for Team Liquid ID. Usually when you see a Cho on the other side, Tigreal is one of the picks that you want to go for, and the Valentina ban while the Tigreal is open is usually one of the main signals you have to watch out. So I think Onyx PH is deeply considering that, but they're also still respecting the chip that Team ID has shown. The only team that has shown chip in Challenge Final so far has been Team Liquid ID.
That would explain. Chip really just fell off to the point that no one really cared about Chip at all. Like first 3 pick, what is that all about?
I mean, come on, it's the Witty Party, so you gotta respect the Witty Party.
Literally gained the name the Witty Party because of his chip gameplay. So understandable respect from Onyx PH. Even the glue being removed, the Veil ban also very interesting from Team Liquid. This is actually a mage pick you see sometimes to counter dive assassins. It's something that Liquid actually could have used themselves against the Hayabusa, but since they already have Eve, they don't want to give Super Friends an answer against the Joy.
Yeah, if this is going to be an early Tigreal show by Team Liquid ID, Onyx PH might actually go for a Roma Kai and then XP the Kirk. XP the Cho. But when they got to catch up and a lot of magic damage on the side of Team Liquid ID, they need magic damage of their own. So they might actually go Edith for the EXP just so that they can get a little bit more magic. Their range for Super Friends. Usually it's the Farsa, but the Farsa here might be tough. I think they might just settle for Vexana or Aurora.
I do think Aurora's not bad. Vexana's also not bad. Either is a safe option. They go for the Vex instead. As for EXP lane, Edith is not something we get to see very often anymore.
Is there a probability we will see the Cho tank onto the EXP just so they can get around?
Yeah, that's possible.
That is 100% an option. That's one of the usual swings of Onyx PH, and I think that's what they're considering right now.
Lucas.
Okay.
I was wondering if they might go for that, but I actually figured it might be better to go for like something else, like maybe CC just to match up like in overall rotation speed. But since they're going for the Cho, they do need a tankier bruiser to take the front line as well. So Lucas definitely fills in that position pretty well for Onyx PH. It does mean that they're a little less tanky overall as a lineup though, so that's something that they're gonna have to play around.
I think they're also thinking about the damage, because the lineup of Team Liquid ID, the threat with going up against the Joy, especially in the hands of Fabian, is that they can snowball. If the Lucas handles the lane well enough, then at least the Lucas can be that source of early damage. Well, Team Liquid ID will go for the Moskov with all of the dive on the side of Onyx PH. You need that space creator. At the same time, they needed a hero that can threaten a safe far lane push.
So we do have Team Liquid ID, well, mostly playing for team fights, especially very much for team fights with the RWM, with the what was that again? Fist break and fist crack and all. And let's not forget about AOG. So TLID, what you got against Onyx PH though? Because let's be honest here, you would want to break the spree. You want to set a record. You want to change something in this match 1, or rather game 1, match number 2. This is the Grand Finals rematch. You gotta show us exactly what you've got. Team Liquid Indonesia, let's go.
much evolution has occurred between these two squads in recent times ever since their previous meeting in the grand finals of the M6 World Series. Onyx Philippines looking to retain their title as the strongest team in the world, and Team Liquid ID eager to steal the throne away.
One of the main things you have to really watch out for when you're watching an Onyx PH versus Team Liquid ID match is number one, who wins the first initial trading of pokes for the first two minion waves. So you see Hezkiel was already forced out of the regen, Super Friends hasn't popped his. So little things like this, the details are what these two are counting. So Onyx PH will decide to not contest that first litho, so the sentry will go to the side of Liquid ID.
Yeah, looks like Briscoe will take some bit of poke damage here, but if we're looking at the mid duo and how quickly they're able to clear lane, there isn't actually too clear of an advantage here, as both sides are going to be able to manage rotations pretty cleanly overall. King Kong, though, going for the mid lane, he's just a little bit of XP off of level 4, hits it slightly too late, so Witty will survive.
Yep, second minion wave meetup at the mid lane, another usual thing that happens between these two, and they force out the Revitalize from Witty. So that's two of the healing abilities that Team Liquid ID would want to use. Gone. Let's see if the Revitalize will be back in time later on for the next big meetup. Usually these two don't like to rotate into the gold lane because they just want to set up the farm for their gold laners very well, draw attention away, and just meet up in the center of the map or in the jungle.
And we do get confirmation as well that it is an Aran Badang, so luckily for us, no Roam Badang this time. That allows Team Liquid to play slightly more aggressively, right? Since they have Witty on the Gatot opening up the map for them against Briscoe's Cho. Now the first turtle going to be coming out right now.
Tough boots built up by Briscoe's Cho, so it should help with all of the crowd control that he has to deal with trying to get vision.
Yeah, he's already messing with Fabian. Kirk comes in, gets caught in the RWM. Fabian retrieves the turtle away. Kirk pops the vengeance, but is stuck between 4 members of Team LID. So first blood goes over to Fabian.
And King Kong is going to lose his orange buff. He was brought down low right before that turtle spawned. Kirk just tried to trade something. That's a Onyx PH thing to do, just find the trade. Luckily, Team Liquid ID decided not to invade the orange buff, so he'll still be able to get that, but this slows down the snowball of Onyx PH just a little bit.
Yeah, you already mentioned as well during the draft, Renmar, that Team Liquid has a better teamfight combination, and right, AOG, RWM, they got the fist crack as well, so it's going to be very easy for them to just 5v5 Onyx overall, who, on the other hand, kind of have to play around pickoff, right? Since they have the Cho, Lucas doesn't actually tank quite as much as Gatot either, so they need a bit more finesse.
Join Granger, they see each other. Oh, Fabian! He found Kelra, who was trying to get the Scaled Lizard on his side, but Fabian was able to read the rotation that Kelra usually wants to do in lane to balance out and get a little bit more farm.
Yeah, great timing and rotation knowledge here. Being able to cut off Kelra while he's trying to get a little bit of farm behind his tower. So even more advantage going over the TLID now.
Yeah, Thunderbelt rush for Aran, so he's going to start building up stacks as the Badang. And because of that little trade, it's 600, nearing on 700 gold lead for Aaron Shiki in the gold lane. Kelra rushing the Hunter Strike. Let's see if the Golden Savage is able to balance it out a little bit in terms of the farm, because Team Liquid ID are supplementing Aaron Shiki very well.
Oh, in the meantime, Kirk being caught out by 3 members down bot. Fist crack locks him in place. Vengeance keeps him alive. RWM trapping him behind the tower. Literally nowhere to run. Perfectly placed by Hezkiel, but now Aaron Shiki gets ganked instead. AOG comes in, cuts them off. Witty able to keep his gold lane alive against a 4-man gank.
Yeah, and because of what happened to Kelra with the kill on him by Fabian, Onyx PH decided to call for the gank.
Kelra! A mistake!
He still got caught by Kelra, and just like that, in a snap, this is what we were talking about when it comes to Onyx PH. They love to trade around the map.
Yeah, the turtle now being traded. Fabian steals it away and bursts down. King Kong killing spree to the joy. Now chasing Kirk and Briscoe, but doesn't have enough stacks of skill 2 left to continue chasing. Witty and Hezkiel are here. The flash combo knocks up 2, but Kirk doesn't have enough damage. And because of that, purple buff is stolen by Fabian. Kelra wants a kill, but Revitalize means he cannot get it.
Yeah, and just like that, Team Liquid ID answer back. Fabian sees Kelra again.
Yep, he's going back in. Electrifying beam, the fifth break. Traps 2. Another double kill to Fabian.
Flavor Fave, too sweet for the Filipinos to handle right now. 6-1. And it looks like the string of losses that Team Liquid ID has garnered against Onyx PH has bubbled up into this. Them in the lead, considerably so, 5 minutes into the game.
A massive advantage right now already. 3K to TLID. 5-0 on the Joy. We have enough. Oh, RWM in the mid lane looking for Super Friends. The 2-man knockout with the Eternal Guard. Hezkiel gets punished as Onyx collapses. Sphere of Destruction will connect, but TLID not going to look to continue this one.
Okay, Onyx PH decided to collapse into the mid, try to force a little sequence. They were able to get one. Let's see what else they can get, because TLID are still looking for more.
Fabian scouts out Kirk and Briscoe. Aran is here as well, but I don't think it's the angle they want. So Team Liquid not going to try and force things here.
Both mages already have their first item, Glowing Wand. Starlium Scythe already built up by the Joy, while King Kong just finishes on Hunter Strike, 1,300, and climbing, or closer to 1,500, is the gold lead that Fabian has up against King Kong. 5-0-1 already.
You never really want to give a lead to a Joy in this way, especially to a player like Fabian. So TLID can definitely play around him right now. And Aran has already been able to participate in a lot of fights as well, even though ordinarily Badang shouldn't actually have that much pressure this early on.
Good morning and welcome to DIFC.
Now Team Liquid ID will be able to get this turtle without a problem, as Onyx PH will concede it. So that's the first 3 turtles going to Liquid Indonesia. Well, Onyx PH are just trying to protect their side of the river, see what other farm they can get for the Hayabusa and the Granger. They're just waiting for the power spikes of those two. Brusco goes in!
Flicker, Way of the Dragon gets the kick on Aran, but AOG cuts off Onyx PH. Really takes a lot of damage, survives it with Revitalize, but RWM comes out in backline for yes kill. King Kong on top, Fear Misery knocks him back. Meanwhile, Shadow kill. King Kong picks up Aaron Shiki while Fabian is in the backline dismantling Super Prince. It is absolute chaos as Brusco re-enters on Fabian. He is left by his lonesome. So Kelra shuts down the Usurper.
Absolute chaos leads to a decisive victory for Onyx PH in that fight. Team Liquid ID were handling it relatively well up until Onyx PH were able to ignore some of the abilities that Liquid ID were throwing at them. At the same time, the Shadow kill finding a Shiki meant a good amount of the damage for Liquid Indonesia was taken off of the game.
Now, Onyx was able to just scrap that fight to victory, basically, allowing Team Liquid to think that they had the advantage, and then just baiting them out and waiting until their cooldowns were ready again to re-enter. Especially giving Kelra the shutdown on Fabian is huge. That is a 6-kill bounty that will immediately, like, just... What's the word? Just like boost him up in terms of farm.
Boost him up, he'll get the compounding interest if we want to get really fancy. It'll start building up for him. And despite the 2 early deaths in Kelra, just building his 3rd item, he went for the Skypiercer 3rd. So they're banking on the idea that eventually they're going to start getting more kills for this Granger, which again, could be devastating if they do get those kills and they get those fights. And what we were talking about earlier about how Team Liquid Indonesia has that inherent timer in them that around 6.5 to 8 minutes they will try to find a sequence to level things out if ever they are at a deficit. That's exactly what Onyx PH did there. They forced that fight in the river to get it to the point where Team Liquid ID's early lead has been almost wiped out, so it's a little bit more of an even ball game for this first Lord.
Yeah, Onyx is aware of their power spike. They know what item timing. They're going to be able to face off against TLID a little bit more comfortably, despite an early game deficit. So, yeah, like you mentioned, only a 1k goal lead now for TLID here, but they will still retain control over the Lord Pit. Aaron Shiki going to be left to farm up top lane. The Moskov is actually 0-2-0, so not having the best time in comparison.
Anti-Karaz already built up by Widdy. Decided to go for the robe as his first item, so he gets a little bit more of the magic defense that he needed to build, especially up against the Vexana's early pokes.
Kirk forcing out Flicker on your Hezkiel. Now going to be taunted, but still very, very healthy. But that means his ultimate is basically all gone. Shockwave does some poke damage. Kelra comes in, does a lot of damage to Widdy, but Revitalize keeps him up. RWM kind of wasted, but a beautiful mid-range locks down King Kong into the AOG. Kelra bursts down Widdy and return as Fabian now goes on in. Once again, a beautiful stun from Aran. Double kill to the Badang, and Kelra is out of energy. Team Liquid take control and the Lord.
Decisive entry by Aran. He garnered back-to-back MVP games in his previous game, and now he finds the big play. 3-0 and 4.
He's chasing. He gets a killing spree. He found the Joy. He found Fabian.
Oh, he was able to get him. All right. And because of the kill onto that Joy, he was able to build the Sea Halberd for himself. Unfortunately, that Fabian only just got to build up the Blood Wings. A little bit of shields probably could have helped him at that moment, but no point crying over spilled milk. But at this point, Team Liquid ID are in the lead. Onyx PH will need to handle a push that will potentially mean the downfall of their middle turret if they decide not to defend it.
I think at this point, TLID are innately aware that Kelra is actually a huge problem. This Granger does a lot of damage. You saw how quickly he was melting Widdy of all people in that previous fight. Aaron Shiki is still a little bit behind on gold, so they're going to need to wait for this Moskov to really match up. And until then, a lot of their team fight depends on Aran's setups into Fabian's electrifying beats.
Should be at around 30 stacks now for the Skypiercer of the Golden Savage. TLID, it's just Aran showing himself here. On a PH had to focus on the Lord and give up the middle turret. More defensive items coming in for the frontliner. Athena shield already, but it's got a Kacha. And another tower falls at the hands of Liquid. On a PH's map has just gotten so small now.
Yeah, this is still very not ideal for Onyx Philippines. Kelra is fed, that is for sure, but the less room on the map they have to play with, the easier it's going to be for Team Liquid to go for flank angles. Fabian is always going to be searching for this Granger in every single team fight, which means that Onyx just kind of has to turtle in the base somewhat unless they can guarantee safety pushing out.
Kelra has the Magic Blade, so it should help with the...
Everywhere I go, dirt and pollution dull my skin.
Donument Turbo Bright Double.
shield that he could get, especially when Fabian looks for him inevitably. So a little bit more magic defense for the gold laner of Onyx Philippines. While Aaron Shiki has had a good time farming, it's actually Keller in the lead with the farm. Aaron Shiki hasn't been able to get any kill or assist, but he has been handling the macro. The pushes in the side lanes that Team Liquid ID has came from Aaron Shiki.
Team Liquid still continuing to be aggressive. Fabian was able to steal the purple buff away once again. Rose Gold officially means Kellera's build is complete unless he intends to switch out his shoes later on down the line. The Lord coming up in another 20 seconds, and TLID already setting up macro on the other side of the map.
There's a hungry Hayabusa right now as Team Liquid Indonesia go for a 5-man distribution in the bottom half of the map. See what Onyx PH will do in response. Okay, they're going for their 3-2 split now. They're the objective, and of course Brusco just hovering around to help Kelra get a little bit more farm from the minion wave. Onyx PH, I'm pretty sure they know at this point that Aaron Shiki is threatening the side lane push. Let's see how Onyx PH will commit into this, seeing that they know where the Moskov is.
Yeah, Team Liquid ID can feel comfortable letting Aaron Shiki push bot lane, since Spear of Destruction can just bring him into the fight whenever it is necessary. Now they're positioning aggressively. They're looking for King Kong. King Kong tries the quad shadow in, leaves one inside, but TLID is keeping their position. Kirk in the backline. RWM catches two. Eternal Guard knocks up. TLID, the Lord, locked down by King Kong as Fabian is distracted. He was kicked away by Kirk, but he's gonna lose his life in exchange, as now they're gonna find two. Kelra gonna be able to find some pickups in the backline himself as Aaron Shiki comes to join in the fight, and that is going to be a triple kill for Fabian. Kelra looking for more, doesn't have the Death Sonata stacks anymore. Aaron Shiki fighting him directly with the Wind of Nature. Kelra dashes forward once again. That might be a mistake. Aaron chasing him, flickers forward, not able to finish off Aaron Shiki, and Fabian gets the shutdown.
The control that Aaron Shiki showed, he could have stayed, he could have tried to get that kill, but Team Liquid ID told him, hey, you've got us and we got you. While Fabian has gotten Super Friends.
The unstoppable streak for the usurper, for Flavor Fave himself, as Team Liquid ID prolong the fight and bait Onyx Philippines into facing him directly. The Lord is cleared up eventually, but that is a momentum swing back in favor of Team Liquid.
Liquid ID able to balance out the fact that King Kong stole that Lord away. It diminished what could have been a massive win for Liquid ID, potentially even a game-ending win, but they were able to get the kills that they needed to get. But with that sequence, it is a harsh reminder for them that yes, Kelra's damage as a Granger really hurts. But it's also a reminder for Onyx PH that they gotta be a little bit more careful, because Liquid ID are more careful now. So calculated. 11-2-4 is Fabian's Joy, fully built already at this point, and Kelra just got hit with a poke damage from someone. Was that the Eve and the Moskov together somehow? Was that just the Eve? But that hurt.
He was getting juggled basically by the remaining members of Team Liquid, which is unfortunate, but Onyx actually had a good idea of starting that fight, right? They entered with Kirk, baited out resources, then Brusco timed his way of dragons perfectly so that Fabian couldn't retreat the Lord, but then after that, they're kind of spent, right? They're split apart, and Team Liquid can just pick them off one by one. So they still got to be able to balance out their gameplay somehow.
4,000 and climbing is a gold lead of Liquid Indonesia, but at this point in this game, so 1 or 2 item advantage, and Onyx PH will have the resources to balance things out or even commit a fight if ever. But yet again, no purple buff for this Hayabusa. Good ID has been starving them. Who was able to get it? Oh, Super Friends was able to get it though.
At least that's something for Onyx PH,
something.
but you don't want to be in a position in a game where you have to say like, hey, at least we got something, right? Especially being Onyx Philippines, the champions of M6. Renmar, what do you think they need to be able to do in this position to turn the game around?
Well, usually they will play for trying to win it around the fight, sending the 4-1 split, try to balance it out with the turrets, and they just hope that the 4 left around the objective are actually going to be able to win and get the kills. So far, Liquid ID have been executing the team fights a little better, so now they just have to bank on the fact that they need to play the team fights better. So both have gone for a 4-1 split, so 4-4 around this objective. Fabian already sees Brusco!
Brusco! Immortality is gone! We see King Kong trying to save him, but he's not going to be able to do so. Ogi Shadow Kill though shuts down Fabian. In the meantime, Aaron Shiki in the backline on top of Kirk. Vengeance pop RWM trapping King Kong. He's picked up. Witty slays Kirk as well. The beast is down. It is now a 4v2. Kelra still alive, looking for Aran. He actually dodges the mid-break, and Kelra shuts down the Badang, continuing the snipe from behind, but his survival was key for Onyx Philippines.
Kelra and Super Friends remain, but Liquid Indonesia, they will be able to get this Lord without a problem and without their jungler. Way too risky if Kelra and Super Friends got close, but it looks like, will they? Could they? Can they?
Kelra still trying to go in. Eternal Guard misses. Yehezkiel gets terrified as Aaron Shiki tries to jump on Kelra. Once again, the Lord is low, but no jungler is alive. It is a 50-50. Aaron Shiki secures it. Kelra drops low. Spear of Destruction misses, and now Aaron Shiki needs to back off as Brusco is back, but he gets terrified. Dashes out of the Lord pit. Looks like there'll be no further casualties here.
Less than 100 HP remaining on the Lord when Super Friends hit it with the Cursed Blast. We thought that the Vexana could have potentially taken it away, but just a little bit left. And one basic attack from Aaron Shiki meant that Liquid will be pushing with this fourth. Excuse me.
This Valentine's Day, gift with heart. From luxury watches and coveted jewelry to iconic handbags and signature fragrances, celebrate love, celebrate you with Tata Click Luxury. 31st January onwards. Shop now.
सब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रॉब्लम्स का एक सॉल्यूशन, ट्रांजैक्ट, जिसे यूज करते हैं
Third Lord of the game.
Aaron Shiki had faith. He literally stopped attacking the Lord when he saw that skill indicator.
Yeah.
Because he knew any more damage would probably give the kill to Super Friend. So
exactly.
Really good micro. Again, showing you why these are the strongest teams in the world. Lord will crash in mid lane, does some good damage. Spear of Destruction lands on bottom. Aaron Shiki jumps in, gets knocked up, isn't able to kill King Kong, but the damage is done as Oni cannot defend their bot tower. Fabian looking to threaten. Kirk trying to find an angle as Purify is forced out on Aaron Shiki. He's able to dash back through, but Kirk comes in. 3-man push, kills off Aaron Shiki, but they're taking so much damage in return. Fabian with the electrifying beats, he gets kicked into the wall, but he's not picked off because Aron is there to defend Ogi's shadow kill as the base is exposed. Witty, eyes on the prize, baby. That's going to be game one, going to Team Liquid ID.
Liquid Indonesia immediately from game number one have already destroyed the predictions of mine and Renmos. 2-0 Dawn. A very amazing game here into the land of Dawn.
History has already been defied as Team Liquid ID strikes first blood, taking a victory away from their rivals who stole their potential throne at M6. Now eager to push it all the way to the finish line with a clean sweep, will Onyx Philippines be able to stop them in their tracks? We are going to see if that is possible because, yeah, Team Liquid ID in game number one was terrifying.
Okay, looking at the emblem, so Master Assassin for Kelra. Other than a laning advantage, it does mean that he can catch the backliners off guard if ever this is the very aggressive Irithel that dives into the backline. You saw a heavy rotation downside for Liquid ID, but Keller read into it and decided to hug the turret to avoid getting ganked early on. So Liquid Indonesia, let's see if they're going to replicate their rotations from game number one, wherein it was Keller heavy, and then come the team fights, always look for Super Friends.
Looks like it's a bit hard to do that now since King Kong is being escorted very heavily by his team to just farm up as fast as possible. Alpha has one of the fastest jungle clears out of most heroes in the game, so that is something that they can take advantage of. So TLID don't really seem too perturbed. They are playing 4 Impure Rages, by the way.
Yeah. So Liquid Indonesia also, one of the players holding the Impure Rage.
Drake connects with Fabian, but he's able to dash out just fine. I don't think either team really wants to force a fight just yet. Yehezkiel gets caught in the Void Crystal. Onyx is moving around as 4 very heavily.
Yeah, they know what they can get with a 4-man rotation plus an Alpha on their side. Brusco already trying to control Widdy Turtle to see if King Kong will commit an ultimate to get closer.
Yeah, his break connect once again on Aran. Actually commits the fist crack to it. Turtle dropping low, but Fabian's right on top of it as the glue is in the backline. RWM on both members, but Onyx actually getting chased down. The split connects on King Kong, pulls him back into Team Liquid ID, and a circling Eagle to disengage as well. Turtle secured first blood as well to TLID.
That was a perfect entry by Aran. Committed the flicker once he knew where King Kong was, got him with the grab, and that meant that TLID have now denied a big snowball for Onyx PH happening within the first 4 minutes. Let's see what Onyx PH will do to equalize. They might try to go for steal in resources downside. Just gonna get the golem. Are they gonna go any deeper maybe as far as the orange buff? No, they won't.
I think Aaron Shiki might have actually taken that with the Death Sonata, so...
Yeah, I think it did.
Team Liquid ID not even allowing Onyx to get free farm in their jungle. They want to be as efficient as possible. Ouch. Aaron Shiki takes a big amount of burst from Keller, but guess what? Here is Widdy with the circling Eagle! The knockdown into the Wisp, and the final auto attack takes out Irithel.
On-point rotation. Widdy was there. Aaron Shiki baiting out Kelra, making it look like, oh no, I'm so low, you might be able to get me. Here comes Brusco though.
Gets the kick onto the Valentina, right into the 2-man Spear of Alpha. Guiding Winslow pulls out Yehezkiel, and he steals the Spear of Alpha. Knocks up King Kong with Blade Surge, connects Widdy. Picks up the kill on King Kong. Briscoe with the 3-man knockup, but he's all by himself. So Yehezkiel finishes him off as well.
Badang pushing in the top lane. Liquid Indonesia pushing Onyx Philippines to their limits. Already 4-0 for the Indonesians and for the Team Liquid fans. Damn, this must feel so good.
This is such an unexpected result. We already know that Liquid can be pretty aggressive early on, but to have such big leads in the early game against Onyx of all teams in both games thus far is unheard of.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Onyx PH has had many times before in their 4-0 series win streak against Liquid ID. We know them so well, but now Liquid ID have adapted, and it looks like they're reading Onyx PH incredibly well in this series. The fact that they're up this high, heading into the second turtle, let's see what else they can build.
This time though, Onyx does have control over the turtle pit. Aran tries to jump in, all of them at once. King Kong gets the turtle though, split in backline, RWM finishes off. No, Fabian's alive! Okay, he finally gets bursted down by Kelra though. So Onyx PH currently coming out on top. Super Friends a bit too far up, has to flicker away as Briscoe continues the fight, gets the cake purified by Witty. Not enough damage from Aaron just yet. Team Liquid going to have to disengage with this.
Liquid Indonesia, really, I'm so impressed by how they're moving right now. Yes, they did lose members there and they lost the turtle. Great execution by Onyx Philippines. At the same time, that could have been an even bigger Onyx Philippines win, if it feels like. The Liquid Indonesia of a few months ago would have continued fighting, would have tried to hunt Brusco, and would have fallen into the trap of getting surprised by Kelra, who was hiding in that shrub near where Brusco was standing, making himself look like an attractive target. But Liquid Indonesia decided to back off instead.
Yeah, there's been a lot of growth in terms of discipline for TLID throughout SPS here, and that's what makes them even scarier than they were at the M series. Onyx Philippines gonna need to figure out how to deal with that somewhat, but that previous engagement, getting the objective and a kill on Fabian is gonna help them catch up just a little bit there. The net worth difference actually only about 1k, 6 minutes in, so it's not too bad. Razors connects, and Super Prince nearly dies, but pops the RWM, finally gets bursted by Aaron Shiki, but he trades his own life in exchange as the rest of Onyx is surrounding Team Liquid. Split though will delay their entry, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Fear of Alpha, King Kong looking for Fabian, drops him to 40%, but doesn't quite get the finisher.
Wow, Onyx Philippines and Liquid Indonesia trading their own mid laners. Or actually, no, it was a trade win for Onyx Philippines since it was Aaron Shiki that was taken down. King Kong would have, okay, committed the ultimate, but can he get away from this safely?
Wow.
बेबो की शादी के लिए?
Oh God. अपने घर से करेंगे.
मैडम, बस इतनी आसानी से बेटी के डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग के सपने को स्किप कर दिया. सपनों को स्किप नहीं, सिप करो.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
My fast gift.
Yeah, that's a two-man stun. Not quite enough though. Witty tried to pull Aran in, but King Kong was still able to get his way out of the sticky situation. TLID trying to find something in mid as well, but Onyx now switching into defensive play since they want to keep themselves alive for the turtle.
Yes, Keel. Let's see if he can get vision on to Super Prince and steal that real-world manipulation that's been problematic for Onyx to deal with, and Liquid Indonesia are bursting this turtle down.
Great zoning from Team Liquid. Very clean, very easy for Fabian to just get that turtle, blitz it down. Onyx already knew it was unlikely they could break through there, so they just gave it up.
Next big sequence might happen somewhere in the river, around the jungle area, usually with how these two move. So Onyx Philippines are trying to leverage the middle minion waves coming in. It's going to be around trying to hold it, but heavy presence around that area means that Onyx Philippines is showing themselves. Liquid will defend the turret in the mid, but now the center of the map in the river is being held by Onyx Philippines. Now they're going around in the four-man, again, the iconic 4-1 split of Onyx Philippines, sending King Kong alone in a far lane, while Onyx Philippines will try to find a push as 4.
And they are sticking to that formation right now, playing around mid lane, trying to catch TLID rotating back down. Aran's gonna scout the bush though, sees it, circling Eagle on Briscoe, goes for the knock-up on Kirk instead. They're not really the angle TLID needs to start a fight though.
Yeah, Onyx Philippines has a good position right now with King Kong coming in a potential late entry angle, but now he's been spotted by Witty and Aaron Shiki. And see Liquid ID putting a lot of focus into holding the river right now. They know they can't give up position here, because if they do, Onyx Philippines might be able to get some victories with pushes. Now they changed the 4-1 split, but it was King Kong as the 1. Now it's Kelra pushing down bottom that will get Fabian's attention. And usually at around this point, this means that within the next 10 seconds, one of these two might try to make a play for something.
I don't think it's going to be Onyx just yet. They're playing in a controlled state right now, knowing that they can split up Team Liquid potentially. Aran though gets caught with a fist crack. It's a full 5-man collapse. RWM popped by Hezkiel. Meanwhile, the kick in, Aran gonna be able to flicker back. Actually pulls King Kong out, but he loses his life over to the Irritel as Aaron Shiki is pulled in. Super Friends traded. Aaron Shiki finishing off King Kong, but he also loses his own life because he's just too far up. And Kelra with the burst damage. Triple kill.
Onyx Philippines might have just cracked the code that was Team Liquid Indonesia's hold in this game. But with Fabian and Witty still alive and King Kong and Super Friends just about to spawn, let's see if Onyx Philippines will be able to get this Lord. If ever it might be a contention, as Liquid Indonesia might have the bodies. 5v5 might be the number that we'll see for this first Lord fight.
And this is what I was talking about executional difficulty, right? It's a lot easier for Onyx to just run at Liquid with their abilities and set up space for Kelra. This Irritel has now reached a point where her best burst damage is a genuine threat to a team that doesn't have a lot of frontline bulk. And Aaron Shiki isn't able to reach them very safely. This is now a great timing for Onyx to play around.
Yeah, Onyx Philippines need to be careful with regards to Aaron Shiki getting kills. Sky Piercer as the second item. Brusco with a kick.
Ooh, misses the kick actually. It was cancelled by the split. Yeah. And now Aran gonna jump back in, pulls Briscoe go out absolutely gonna be used, but Aaron Shiki just died straight away. Kelra with the eyes on the back line, picks off one, and he's not actually dead. Witty will finally finish him off, but what does it cost? 2 members already down. Kirk though isolated, and now Team Liquid ID looking for the reversal. Split on Aran, pulls King Kong back, but gets cancelled by Spirit of Alpha. Fabian is right here. Yehezkiel dishing out the DPS, and they're just keeping the Alpha locked down forever. It is a 4-for-1 trade for TLID.
The turnaround by Liquid, it was started off by Onyx Philippines, but it was finished by Liquid Indonesia. Fabian had no right to survive that long, but he was dancing left and right. Kelra, as we expected, would play the aggressive form of the Irithel, going for the chase. The Master Assassin might have helped him not deal that damage early on, but Widdy saving Fabian. The link up between the roamer and the jungle. Fabian was brought low. He had to reposition, use the guiding wind. Widdy was able to get the kill too on the Kelra. What a response by Liquid.
You can tell that they just know what their opponents are trying to do. TLID, when they started that fight, I actually thought it was questionable. Like, why would you position yourself like this? And it looked like they were immediately punished when Kelra dived in with the burst. But they were just waiting for it. They were baiting it. And this is why Matilda is so powerful in team fights as well. That Flask of the Oasis giving everyone so much extra shield. Onyx were not prepared.
Now BOD, the hands of Aaron Shiki, wasn't able to get a kill in that sequence. He was the one taken down. But at this point, that damage of the Granger will be problematic for the front lines of Onyx Philippines. They'll have to juggle front line distribution between the jungle, the roam, in the EXP. But King Kong's getting punished and poked.
That is down to 30%. He's going to be able to escape, but there's no resources left. And now they're committing the fist crack onto Kirk himself. Briscoe gets pulled out, gets finished off. Aaron Shiki just blows him up. And the top inhibitor is now gone as well. Team Liquid ID moments away from creating history as they are looking for the clean sweep.
Yehezkiel's real-world manipulation steals have been on point. The activations, it's countered Super Prince's own real-world manipulation every time, but Liquid enters!
Fabian tries to go aggressive. Winnie pulls him out, sacrifices his own life for it. I think that's pretty worth it, actually.
Windtalker built up by Kelra, Onyx Philippines. Worth trade, definitely. As now they are down to 2 turrets in their base. The middle and the top turrets of Liquid Indonesia, first tiers, still stand. 6,000 gold lead. Onyx Philippines has the window to push out. Let's see what they can get.
Onyx trying to burst the mid lane with 5 members. Aran gets knocked up. Split comes out. Kirk too deep. He's caught by himself and he's just gone. Super Prince down to half HP as well. As we see Aaron continuing to scout the bushes with that Death Sonata.
That looked like a miscommunication between Kirk and the rest of Onyx Philippines. What looked like, I thought, was just Brusco trying to bait out abilities. They were able to bait out the split.
The #1 serum by Garnier.
हम सब अलग, पर हमें चाहिए bright skin fast.
Kirk looked like he was ready to full commit, thinking that maybe Onyx Philippines would go for the full dive, as there was the alpha coming in from the purple shrub area, the purple buff area of Liquid Indonesia, but they've all decided to back off, leaving Kirk getting picked off.
RWM early just to clear it away from Super Prince. Means he won't have it for the next fight if Onyx needs it. Team Liquid, though, just pushing them back, keeping them in the base, because the Lord is up.
This contention might be risky. Kelra just used his heavy crossbow, won't have it back for another 20 seconds if I'm not mistaken, maybe just a little bit longer. Onyx Philippines, though, they're trying to see if they can somehow miraculously steal it away. It might be way too risky.
Briscoe trying to look for it, gets the knockup, but Aaron Shiki secures the Lord anyway, and that is a Cho dead. King Kong now being caught by the split. Once again, Spirit of Alpha to escape. Winter Crown used as well as Kirk is being chased down the other side. Kelra with Yehezkiel in 1v1. He will end up taking out the Valentina, but what does it cost? There's already a double kill for Aaron Shiki, and the base is wide open up top. Super Prince trying to defend, trying to keep their win streak against TLID alive. There's only a single minion there. Kelra has recalled. The Blade Surge connect! Unstoppable for Aaron Shiki! It's Kelra versus the world, but the world will not let him answer as Team Liquid ID subvert.
So I would actually think that playing into the marksman in the early stages and picking your marksman early might actually pay quite a bit of dividends.
I think so. The Moskov, I'm trying to think, you know, the reason as to how the Moskov has been able to really dictate these games. Right? I think it's just the sheer level of the skill ceiling being so high. It's the skill ceiling being so high that these amazing players can get the most out of Moskov and can actually take the games into their hands once they get the Melfic gun.
Right. So now we're going to be taking a look at RRQ. Hoshi, Renma, what do you have for us?
Well, if you want to stop a team like Onyx Esports, you really have to do it. I still strongly feel like in the center of the map. Yes, Onyx are fielding, well, Lupi is a champion already, but in the eyes of many, relatively newer compared to the core center of Onyx Esports. So if you can target the center of the map and try to make it difficult for Kyrie, Keyboy, and Sans to help the side lanes, then it should go well for RRQ Hoshi. So it's going to be on Ethocrin's and Sutsujin, I feel like, to really carry the load of a lot of the motions of the game. But if we're looking at if we want to be a little bit more specific, especially when it comes to team fighting, especially with the last one, we really got to see the impact of EXP laners and mid laners now in terms of shutting down the gold laners and the mid laners of the opposing team respectively.
Now looking at the detailed team statistics with a total of 55.55 recurring % win rate, while also when it comes down to their pick sides, it seems like it's pretty nice stats altogether. 50% win rate on the blue side and of course 60% win rate onto the red side. Both teams, surprisingly, but both teams does seem to prefer on drafting on over to the red side. Now, we did talk about Toy loving his Granger as well, but not only Granger, since Onyx ID loved to ban the Granger, he also loved to play the Moskov.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times we did see him play the Moskov and with great success. But of course, there's that one game, right? There's that one game.
That was an unfortunate, sequence of SODs that just barely hit.
Yeah.
It was super unfortunate for Toy, but yeah, I think the Granger is still definitely the most comfortable pick for him, and that's a problem when you're up against Onyx ID. Onyx, even not against Toy, they always ban out the Granger. They don't even want to pick up the Granger, so I think at this point, Onyx will just ban it. Even if they're first pick, they probably will ban it.
Yeah, and again, you can see here the philosophy for RQ Hoshi when it comes to reach. Their most picked and their successful heroes are, look, long-range pokes. That's the point we were trying to make earlier. Maybe that's also one of the reasons why we see someone like Sans end up with the Aurora as his most picked hero. Maybe teams are denying poke from them because they understand that if Onyx can whittle you down before any fight starts, that's not going to be good for you. So you're forcing Onyx, especially Sans, to play a little bit closer, while at the same time you end up with a lineup that has more reach so that you can build that advantage before team fight starts.
There's a lot of similar trends when it comes down to heroes at this point. Granger is one, Suyo is definitely another one. Let's not forget about Yves too. There's a lot of bans that's going up over to RRQ Hoshi. In fact, 8 most banned by opponents. That's actually kind of scary. So I think it's fair to say that a lot of these heroes that we commonly see in many of the other matches, we might just not see in this matchup.
Yeah, and I think this is a very, very good comparison for both teams. The fact that Yves is also up there when it comes to most banned by opponents for RRQ Hoshi means that RQ and Onyx might not look to ban the Yves. They might look to just contest it, right? I think this is first pickable for both these teams. RQ know now that Onyx really rely on the Yves for if they're on blue side first pick. Let's say RQ now take the blue side. It's not the best win rate on the blue side for them, but if it means they get the Yves over Sans, I think it could be a solid strategy.
Yeah, if they're gonna give that up or they're willing to, I think then we'll have to look at RQ Hoshi picking up heroes that can easily break formations. The Jawhead's like the most picked roamer for them. That's one of the best picks you can do. Gacha. I think this one we might see a CC game or two, but Glue I think also would be another main tier to watch out for the EXP lane. I keep checking the numbers here and correct me if I'm wrong, man talking to me in my head. But, okay, so if you win 2-0, you get 3 points, right?
That's right.
Aurora sitting at 4.
Okay.
They're going up against EVOS Holy with 6 points.
Yep.
If Aurora can sweep EVOS Holy, that puts them at 7.
Yep.
If RRQ Hoshi sweeps Onyx, that puts Onyx at 6. Meaning, Aurora can actually climb suddenly to the 3rd spot and secure a playoff slot.
From bottom, from all the way
from the bottom. If Onyx gets swept, if Onyx get even 1
and if
point,
they sweep EVOS.
Aurora. Okay, so again, the conditions for Aurora is that if they sweep EVOS and if RQ Hoshi sweeps Onyx, then Aurora may actually just end up in the playoffs.
Together with Falcons and?
Falcons, and that is going to be up in the air because Falcon eSports is going up against Team Falcons PH, who are already playoff secured. But Falcon eSports is at 5 points, and they can get 8 points max.
Oh my goodness.
It's so tight in Group B.
Yeah.
It's all about the clean sweeps.
Yeah.
Basically, the conclusion is this group is crazy. This group is crazy. It's insane. You're going to have to do maths on top of just watching these matches, and even that might not be enough because, again, you cannot pick the outcomes. It could be 2-1, it could be 2-0, maybe it could be 3-0. No,
that can't be. I don't know why I agreed with you initially when you said that until I realized that's not right.
Yeah. This is the actual group of death. And honestly, we can never know what's it gonna look like now. Yeah. But regardless, we're gonna go into the drafting phase with Onyx eSports on to first pick and RRQ Hoshi on second pick. So far, no signs of Yves ban.
Yeah, I like this Hayabusa Prio ban for RRQ Hoshi and Onyx eSports. Taking out the Joy and Alpha means that's an easy Suyo first pick for them. Or they could also still surprise and first pick that Yves as well. But you can see exactly what we're talking about for Onyx. They don't want to go up against that poke so much, they take away the Granger. And Alpha's so good against dive compositions.
Yeah. So here, both teams can actually ignore the Juicin, right? Because for Onyx eSports, they want to pick up the Yves. I think they want RRQ to go for the Juicin. And for RRQ, they're like, no, you go Juicin. I want a Yves. So maybe Cascade was right, Juicin. Up in the air. Why our team is banning that pick?
Gotta say though, it was Fuse Juicin that messed them up.
It's back to the RQ Hoshi thing again. Because they actually banned for it.
Wait, they banned the Yves.
So they gave the Juicin.
They give the Juicin, and then what? Farsa?
Fasa is available, Valentina is available.
But this is where it's interesting, because you don't know if you're going to go Juicin or Suyo. If you go Juicin, then the Suyo is definitely going to come up for RQ. And then what's up for Kyrie? Nolan was what he went for previously.
Do they want the Moskov just so that they can solidify the Moskov 4 toy?
I think so. Yeah. I think they go Moskov, and then I think Phobia's here, right? Because
yes.
But then it'll be very risky, because then RQ will just double down on the jungle bans again. What other jungles? Nolan gets banned out, and then that's it. In terms of meta picks,
1, 2, 3, 4.
what Lance Ling? They banned the Ling.
No way. At that point, it's way too difficult. They already got the best jungle options are off the board. It's not like Kyrie's gonna play like a Lucas jungle.
You know?
I mean, right up with the juice in it. I'll have to train for Gato Kacha at one point. My brain!
Both these teams are going really crazy here. It really feels like it's just respect. They don't go for the Moskov or the Phobias. It's Nolan Jawhead.
Yeah. So it's time to go for a little bit more dive, because they're backing on the idea that the mid laner here for Arky Hoshi will be easily caught out by Jawhead. Because if this is a Valentina, that's already a target to catch. If this is a backline focused mage, then the Jawhead will be able to use Unstoppable Force to break a formation.
What about Lucas here? Right? There's no Phobias there. There's no. Okay, they go Mathilda. I thought they were gonna go Lucas and then ban out the Phobias CC and just have Phobias, or sorry, have Lucas go dive in hard.
Yeah, I mean they can still bring in the Phobias at this point. Oh, we don't.
Yeah, technically they can. Right side first pick.
I don't like playing Phobias when I'm up against something like a Juicin and a Nolan.
You have Mathilda though.
True, it should provide the Phobias a little bit more survivability.
It feels as though that mobility might be the name of the game for RQ Hoshi just because of the Jawhead plus Juicin combination. That's kind of scary to me.
You know, there was one pick that, if I'm not mistaken, I can't recall if it was EVOS or RQ Hoshi when we got to speak with a coach. Because right before we were talking about how Indonesian teams aren't really a big fan of the Edith. Yeah. One of those two coaches mentioned Edith, and if you put the Edith in the hands of RQ Hoshi, yeah, you're a little bit magic damage focused, but then you end up with someone that you cannot toss if you are a Jawhead. And usually with if it's the Edith getting the vision, if you throw the Edith, you're just easily gonna bring out his her ultimate, which is not gonna be good news for you, because that's gonna instantly be a full stack Edith that you have to deal with. RQ Hoshi will be able to respond.
There we go.
But they go Lucas. Okay.
So he just comes in a bit late, and actually RQ have technically forced Onyx to ban out the Phobias. That means like without the counter pick, do you go CC? Is it too squishy though? And again, for the CC, there's sustain now. So usually CC against Lucas, you're able to just beat out the sustain of the Lucas. But now what about a Lucas plus Mathilda?
Yeah, it's might be actually be tough here for a CC. A little bit too squishy. I'd like to see them even consider as much as I don't like it, high loss EXP would be okay. They just need something stable, you know, something with Revitalize as well.
I guess
just allow them to hold.
At this point in time, I think it will only make sense for them to not look too much into the matchup against Lucas and just look at the overall team strategy.
They go Aerithel too. That is the safest choice right now. No Moskov, no Bruno. They could have gone for something like a Claude against the Herod if it's just pure laning, but then you would have trouble against the other three. So yeah, I think Aerithel is the best choice here. For RQ though, to close things off against the Aerithel and having this crazy front line already, do they still want to go Farsa? It's long range burst and they are a dive. They have enough offense to throw Onyx away from Farsa?
Yeah, and I think that might supplement the Lucas a little bit better. Vexana could be okay.
Oh, they take it away from Onyx?
Okay, so they go... Yeah, they put down a big AoE field of crowd control. So this is the more conservative route. Because they already have hella magic damage from the Harith and the burst. Even Matilda has a fair amount of magic damage dished out as well.
And just more CC.
Yeah, just play within the common force as well.
Exactly, the crowd control.
But this is looking to be a pretty fun game. RQ Hoshi have got quite a lineup. While in the meantime, Onyx eSports, I think that there's definitely a little bit of I think question mark, at least from my side. How exactly are they gonna play around with this? Because RQ Hoshi, boy, the teamfight potential is definitely huge. Onyx eSports versus RQ Hoshi, Kingdoms against Kingdoms, and this is where we are going to be hoping that the Fallen King will be able to find a way to reclaim their throne all over again. Here, back again, Land of Dawn, final match of the series of the group stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to witness the end.
Another battle for the knockout stage, for playoffs in Snapdragon Pro Series. Here it is, the Royal Derby from MPL ID makes its way to the international stage. Onyx ID versus RRQ Hoshi.
We made a big deal about Onyx eSports wanting to play into the close range, a little bit more towards that, and that's exactly what they drafted. They want to get up close and personal. But instead of RRQ Hoshi leveraging that thought and wanting to go for range, they said, you know what, let's just meet up and see which one can knock out the other first.
Yeah, I mean, based on the draft here, I do want to say, Onyx have always taken a very Onyx route to the draft. Like, they have their own style of play, you know? Nolan coming in here over picking up the Moscow Phobias. They're also very unpredictable.
Yeah.
You expect Moscow Phobias, they've been winning with Moscow Phobias, and they're like, no, what the hell are you talking about?
To be fair, I think they also acknowledge what we realized in the draft, that if they don't pick up their jungler in the first phase, it might get all banned out. Because if that Nolan was taken away, what's Kyrie going to get stuck with? An old school Julian? That's not going to fare well.
Yeah, we've seen the Julian from D1 Kite, those were from the losing games, though, so I don't think you want to copy that. But for you guys, scan the QR code, tap your screen 2 times to rewind. There are tickets for sale for the Masters, Mobile Masters, and it's only 10,000 IDR.
Yeah.
Not even $1.
It's so cool. That's our first Masters event. Oh, trade already.
Yeah,
okay.
Bit of a...
Yeah, just both junglers poking each other down. So we're looking at how Kibo and eDoc will be able to get comfortably into position, because their respective mid laners are actually good partners for them. That I think it's just going to be a lot of roamers getting brought down relatively low before things happen.
Power spike for ultimate for Suns. Now Dyron popping a beast. Ludpi still in the midst of it all. Crimson Beacon now gets stunned up. Forced to flicker out. Frigid Glacier comes down. Ludpi still able to pop and revitalize. Now it's Kai from the side. Retry win. And Sutsujin is caught in the bad spot. Still able to dash away. And it's only Ludpi who was traded in. eDoc tries his best to get in there, but will be forced to move away.
Good reposition by the Lantern Flare by Sans, actually taking Dyron out.
Oh,
what? He found Sutsujin. He just went into the jungle.
He almost killed eDoc too.
Yeah, could have been a double for him, but he committed the flicker to do it. But hella worth it at this point. That's the start you want of your Onyx, especially with Kyrie on this Nolan. That should supplement Snowball. If ever Araki Hoshi mess up the next fight, that's not going to be a good start for them.
And a fun fact about Nolan is you actually clear faster than the Suyo. So if you're looking to snowball in the early game, this is the pick that has been very underrated, but it's amazing at looking for snowballs, especially if you have a Jawhead. That's a crazy combo, right?
Yeah.
Physical defense shred into the Nolan burst. Rinse with a flicker, Suns, Crimson Beacon.
And I like how Keyboy didn't need to throw Sans back, but he still did it just for safety.
It's a formality.
Yeah, it's a formality. He's like, hey, don't worry, I'm going to keep you safe, man. So what Onyx eSports has done is they've already taken their conditions, as we were talking about, for an early game snowball for the Nolan. They took down Sutsujin early, and Keyboy was able to get a kill for himself, while Kyrie also got the turtle. So far, it's all good for Onyx eSports. That's why you're seeing Araki Hoshi being a little bit more aggressive with Dyron's rotations, trying to see if they can trade something. Speaking of trading, though, in the bottom lane, that is Toy doing well against Severo.
Toy on the Harith. Once you get level 4, you get that book and the Azure Blade, it's enough for you to constantly get the instant reset. You don't have that 1 second cooldown on skill 2 anymore. So for Toy, you had level 4, it's basic. Keyboy actually still wants to take that.
Yeah.
But you hit level 4 and you have those items, it means you're going to win in every all-in. For Onyx, Severo needs to wait for someone to help him.
Okay, Toy just needs to watch out for that Jawhead. Haskell's already built up by Severo. Better positioning here slightly for Onyx eSports, especially with Sans zoning out. Let's see if Araki Hoshi can take this away from Kyrie. Okay.
Queller uses Suns, tune up lead already with Kyrie. Now Glorious Pathway placed down. Frigid Glacier stunning Ludpi down as well, but Kyrie is still able to get the kill on Sutsujin. Claims Reggie for free, gets out. Clean Dyron chasing him down, but still the back line is completely taken out by Severo. Heavy crossbow damage, and now Kyrie comes back in to feast on these players. Dyron still trying to zone Kyrie away here, goes back in. Ludpi survives!
He still stays alive. Dyron, instead of sticking around and trying to just whittle him down with basic attacks, decided to use the guiding wind to get on out of there. He was respecting what Keyboy could have possibly done to him. Onyx eSports ended up in a matchup where it is Araki Hoshi wanting to dance with them with these skirmishes and team fights, close range, mid range only. And Araki Hoshi are suffering while Onyx are so happy.
You don't want to give Sutsujin farm at all. eDoc! What? A wild dive from eDoc, an uncharacteristic mistake from the man you would trust in RQ.
We're seeing a little bit of a tilt-teasy happening right now for RQ Hoshi.
Tilt-teasy.
Gotta slow things down a little bit. Wow, okay, Severo, I think he also got caught eDoc because he used the jump from the heavy crossbow to jump under the turret, and eDoc just had no way to escape.
Oh, Keyboy caught up position. He baited his Force already, though Tyron goes in for the stun, but Ludpi's there always. Yo, count Ludpi as a second roamer. He has not taken any minions since, what, the second turtle?
Yeah, Midnight and I have had this thing for SPS so far where there's been a bad track record of glorious pathways and high loss for SPS this season. Ludpi is showing a great example of how to properly utilize the glorious pathway, especially with the last turtle fight, that cut, and then the cut to eventually led to eDoc overstepping in the bottom lane. So far, so good for the young EXP laner.
And Kyrie is doing it again on the Nolan. He did this against Albert, 3-level lead. He was able to extend it to a 4-level lead, and currently he's standing at a 3-level lead, but Sutsujin is catching back up, now back down to 2. But Turtle, this will definitely put Kyrie at a very, very comfortable amount of that 3-level again. Now 12-9, and they want to take the purple away, and there's just too much pressure. RQ cannot go for that, and Toy forces to purify Edok. Oh, it's an all-in from Sans. Crimson Peak and Savero caught in the bad spot, gets taken out. Now the freeze to Lutpi, no revitalize here. Still able to sustain somehow. Keyboard gets the ejected and glowing one tick down below. Lutpi is still surviving. Kai diving deep into enemy lines, gets the kill on Rins and makes it even on the board.
Kiboy German suplex his own teammate to safety. Lutpi gets away. I really thought the burn would get him, but he survives. Oh, okay, Edok. Okay, you're fine.
He's waiting. Assassination again from Kyrie to Fracture. Not connecting, but hey, it's a win.
Everything hitting right now for Onyx Esports. They're countering the counters of RQ Hoshi, and Kyrie has been on point with the entries and the timings. He knows he has a considerable lead against Susujin, 2 levels, and now it could be even more.
That's an assassination. Kyrie is unstoppable. Recall? What? That is not a sight we are used to seeing from this man.
He knows. He knows he's in the lead. He knows he's in control, and that Susujin will have to work so hard to climb back to a comfortable spot in terms of the farm. Kyrie isn't even near Susujin's purple buff, and Onyx Esports wants to contest it for him.
Did Kyrie and Sans, swap bones? I don't think Kyrie is a recaller,
Yeah, to be fair, Sans is spending a lot of time holding lantern flares, so he can't spam recall.
Maybe he's doing it for him.
Yeah, he's doing it for him, exactly. That's chemistry,
How I've missed, by the way, to just yell out Kai.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to finish it off. I just heard you Kai. When are you going to dish out the Re?
We'll see if they make it the playoffs first. Maybe we're saving the over knockouts.
Why is it squeakier now?
Every time I say it, it has to be higher.
Okay. Let's see. Are you... Okay.
What? Freaking ball from Rins too. Now, Susujin diving to his demise. The Crimson Peak and Lantern for the Rins has no flicker. It's a full dive now for the side of Onyx. Kyrie jumping in again, getting the Fracture, and in the midst of it all gets a double kill. Even with the Beast form, it's a triple for Kyrie. Toy running away. Kyrie not given the Maniac, but Savero will be the one to wipe our Arcyoshi out. Kyrie went for the Maniac, he gets shut down by Tyron. But Onyx, that was a big win.
Consolation kill at that point. Susujin going in, trying to get that stun was a surprising moment, and that eventually led to the collapse of RQ Hoshi as Onyx Esports just caught everyone in the glorious pathway, forced flickers out early, and RQ Hoshi could just stand there and try and fight, but at that point the lead is too much. The damage is too much. Dare I say, that felt like a tilted charge forward by Susujin.
That was a very desperate move, because it was miscoordinated not just by Susujin, but by Rins too. Susujin starts with a purge, and then Rins flickers forward. That made Susujin think, oh wait, we're still going despite the miss?
Yeah. RQ Hoshi really needs to find a way to slow things down here. If not, it's hard for them to slow down Onyx Esports, but they themselves need to slow themselves down. Kiboy, though, might find someone. Okay, good thing they were able to check the skills and read his position there. But Onyx know they're in control right now. They're slow pushing. The Lords left alone. They're trying to draw RQ Hoshi's attention to the middle of the map. Eventually, they'll have to take care of the push up top. And Kyrie finds Rins!
Signature Kyrie out of nowhere finding Rins, knowing he doesn't have Flicker, he doesn't have that passive, no Pride of Ice. Guiding Wind to bring them back. Again, Glorious Pathway gets placed down. Zaman Force 2 from Toy to defend. The base turret will stay alive, but the fact that Rins was taken down, and the fact that for Onyx, they were able to already get the Holy Defense and the base turret that low with the First Lord, means that it's again a big win. Onyx will continue with the siege. It will not stop with just the base turret being low. They will go into the mid lane, up top as well, and take all of the tier 2s left in this game.
Kiboy and Sans, as long as they control the center of the map, Onyx Esports will play comfortably. Unfortunately, RQ Hoshi were not able to put Kiboy and Sans in an uncomfortable spot. Pretty sure Sans' phone, his device now has a deep dent where his thumb is for the Lantern Flare. It looks like every time we see Sans, he's just holding on in that ability, while Kiboy is providing the perfect zone and info for the juice in.
It's just a suffocation at this point, right? Like, you cannot breathe if you're RQ. You walk up, you try to get minions. It's not going to happen. It's frozen everywhere. And it's not like you have a diversion to make these crazy plays happen. It's an Aurora. Yeah. It's a Lucas. It's very upfront. Your engage, your playstyle, you have to win that early game. You have to win these neutral objective fights. So Jin goes in for the stun. But again, it's on Sans now. Oh, no. The burst from Kyrie gets Dyron. That was the frontliner that we were concerned might not die with the help of a Matilda.
I am a toxic EXP laner. At that point, I am telling Susujin, bro, come on, man, you baited me. Like, I went in because you went in first. We have this term in Filipino, we call it damay. And damay means pretty much that I got harmed because of something you did. Hopefully Dyron isn't blaming Susujin, though.
What's the other one? What's the Asara?
Asara is like, that's annoying.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's like too annoying. Man, this is tough. RQ Hoshi, they're suffocated, frozen, tangled. And for resources, all they want is Moana. It'll take a Herculean task for them to come back. You have to look at the reflection like Mulan, see what they can do.
Man. I want to make another Disney reference, but I don't think mine is broadcast double.
Oh.
But it's okay, you know, for Araki Hoshi. I wonder if... What's the strategy now? Like, they want to make a big play happen, but I think it's just Onyx are too elusive. They have so many ways to escape. A blink, actually 2 blinks for Sans, Flicker, and Crimson Beacon.
Yeah, and unfortunately, one of the saddest facts is... Okay, the item of Juice In that she's been holding on to this whole time. Finally, Sans has it in his hands. Glorious Pathway, this could be it.
Yeah. Glorious Pathway down to slow the members down. Sabero has been hitting onto the base turret, unable to get the turret just yet. Another wave up top will be dealt with, but the Lord will get the turret down below. There is no doubt about it. 1 charge, and it is down. 1 base turret down. Fortunately for Araki Hoshi, it's not the far lane, so they can still hold and play inside of their base.
Unfortunate for Araki Hoshi, they need a big moment, but they are in this situation because they overextended their attempts.
Oh, Sans dives deep. No, Savero's still able to see with a heavy crossbow. Dyron going in deep. Kyrie gets the assassination down up inside the base. Sans, he was the one to Crimson Beacon forward. He flickered forward, yet he stayed alive. Full HP. It almost looked like he didn't do anything.
The Matilda and the Lucas were the ones that dove in. It was Sans who stopped what could have been an RRQ Hoshi response to try and help out those who tried to look for Savero.
Flicker out. Ejector Flicker not connecting. Keyboy will fall. The toy has just been forced outside of the Mon for the stun there with a poke Subsygin able to run away. But Onyx are not concerned with just these members. They want the base and they will take it. That is a 1-0 lead to Onyx eSports.
Onyx eSports, they never, ever stop. Well, not exactly the Fallen Kings anymore, at least for now, right? They still got one more game to really prove themselves that they are still the renowned Sky Kings.
Araki Hoshi, I feel like they were just fed some bitter medicine just when they thought that they could dance with Onyx eSports. Again, they chose this. They didn't want to go for the long range. They said, we'll fight you up close and personal. Onyx eSports shows that in terms of fighting up close and personal, they're better.
It's kind of crazy how much damage that Kyrie can just dish right out, right? 11 kills, 1 death, and 3 assists for Kyrie. This is a 14-minute game, went all the way through, and definitely seems that Kyrie has got a total of 13,000 gold by the end of the game. Total, altogether, that's the total economy.
I just want to give my respects to both Kyrie and Sans here.
Yeah.
Usually when you're that far ahead in the early game, you will always go for Sky Piercer. Considering you're annoying with a start of 5-0, not going for Sky Piercer shows just how disciplined he is.
Yes.
He goes for Endless Battle, which in the end will be more stable damage, but I wouldn't be super shocked at all if one of them went Sky Piercer and just racked up all those kills to get 80 stacks.
Yeah, I think they were also really thinking about the Lucas because Kyrie's second item was the Malefic Roar. So he really wanted to do what he can to deny the growth of Dyron's Lucas. Of course, rushing the Thunderbelt and the Blade Armor as well. At all points, it felt like Dyron just didn't have any armor on him.
This kind of feels as though like Onyx understood that we don't have a draft or we don't have anyone that can exactly deal with Dyron. We don't have the Valentina, we don't have the CC, so we gotta have to put our resources somewhere to really respect the Lucas pick.
The way they countered the Lucas was by getting too far ahead for the Lucas to even deal with anything, right? Like, Dyron was a non-factor. I think he was the biggest factor when it comes to actually like having impact in the game for Araki Hoshi because again, since Jin was taking out the game very, very quick, 3-level lead by Turtle 2, I think it was, or Turtle 3, Rins unfortunately wasn't really able to create that impact. I would love to see more of the mid lane if we can later in the highlights because this was RQ's usual answer to a Juicin. They like going Aurora against Juicin. Maybe that's the reason they didn't ban it too, right? They had countermeasures, but it was not visible here.
Yeah, a lot of the crowd control that Aurora can dish out just didn't land. Always it felt like Onyx was at the edge of all the crowd controls that Rince would dish out, or if he would catch anyone, it would just be Lutfi standing there saying, I'm chill. Literally chill. I do not mind this. You guys are under my glorious pathway. I've done my job.
I mean, one thing that we gotta have to remember is that the backswing time of the Frigid Glacier. It takes time to really land and always notoriously used as more of a follow-up rather than just an immediate initiator, or you just need an initial crowd control to really land that Frigid Glacier. So in this case, no, I don't see anyone else but really just the Circling Eagle.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it also really have the Onyx eSports packed hella tough boots on Sans, Keyboy, and Savero to keep themselves alive.
Yeah, aside from that though, I just think Onyx have a very, very hard to catch composition. What, like maybe Keyboy can be caught, but Sans has 2 blinks, Kyrie has infinite dashes, Savero is an Irithel.
Yeah.
That's why maybe I really didn't think about the Aurora when it was picked. I was thinking maybe Farsa, something of like instant burst or range. But yeah, we gotta give props to Kyrie here, winning the red tree battles all the way from the start. This was a winning red tree, comes in, red trees, wins it all. Great team play, by the way, from Lutfi there. Very selfless, walks up, knows he's gonna die, but it's worth it.
Just realized it's another devastating Juicin loss for Araki Hoshi.
Oh. Yeah, because they banned the Eve, but it was a trade in the end, right? Because they know on it. Yeah, it's very difficult.
I guess they just don't really want to gamble, I suppose, or maybe they are very, very sure that if they leave the Eve out, that Onyx will definitely pick the Eve, even though they would want them to pick the Juicen.
That's why I said, first pick is going to be very contested in this matchup, despite both of them not having the best win rates on blue.
Yeah, and the RQ Hoshi took the expected approach on the red side. Suyo Harith, we called it. But I also really need to respect what Onyx did. They surprised a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure they also surprised RQ Hoshi with their next 2 picks. They jawheaded Nolan right away. And with that pairing, they already said, okay, we're good, we can control, we can burst. That's what we're gonna do. And it seems like as the draft went on, RQ Hoshi tried to have their own answer for it. It just didn't work out. Sans was playing out of his mind that the supposed juice encounter in the Aurora just wasn't felt. And see, talking about the freeze.
Yeah, Tournament is in the game already, and RRQ Hoshi, they don't have any ways to get even more objective. Throughout all the game, they have only gotten a single objective, and that is gonna be the top lane T1. No logs that they could award themselves, no turtle, nothing at all. And they are just completely starved out by the massive amount of lead that Onyx Indonesia managed to get for themselves.
There you go. It's a 1-0 win, and it was a very dominant one in game number 1.
Yeah, it's looking like your prediction is gonna hit the mark, man.
We're gonna get it again.
Yeah, instantly I'm at 2-1. Like, I lost all my confidence in my own prediction. And that could have gone so much better for RQ Hoshi, but other than the draft, in terms of just like the raw execution, Onyx eSports just played better.
They did. Securing the bushes, and I think this is a pattern now that we've seen from Jin. Once he falls behind, it's just very hard for him to
kind of come back.
To match up.
Yes.
It's always like a 2-3 level diff when the team falls behind or when he falls behind a bit in the early game.
It kind of comes down to the point where they just consider, like, what do we do now? We can't contest for the Lord. We can only just kind of turn around, stay within our base, within our jungle, just defend what we could, and just slowly await for their demise. But maybe we'll be able to see something a little bit different. Possibly, maybe just ban the Juicen. I guess that there's definitely a certain amount of impact that the Juicen managed to play in that previous game, but maybe there's something overarching that we didn't really quite see that the coach may be able to. So don't go anywhere too far, as the continuation of this game between Onyx Indonesia versus RRQ Hoshi will be right back at you.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming and DHL.
Anyone try to stop us, we just speed up. Yeah, always keep it at 100. Top down, pretty face, so sun-kissed. Know it's scary, but I swear I really love this. Big shades on, summertime in London. I hear you like to gamble. Let's take the road, let's travel. Know I'm a lot to handle, but I wanna go fast with you. Think we could go the distance, although I know we're different. Together we both fit it, so I wanna go fast with you. Put it in motion. Baby, we're going faster, 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 faster. Seize the moment. Baby, keep going faster, 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 faster. Put it in motion. Baby, we're going faster, 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 faster. Seize the moment. Baby, keep going faster, 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 faster. Cutie, dressed up and I'm glistening. I'm the gift, don't wrap me like it's Christmas. Once I'm yours, you'll know what you've been missing. Feeling like we should get into mischief. Listen, you've been looking like you're down on your luck. Need a girl like me to come through, lift you up. Hold me in your hand, I like when you touch me. Keep me around or you might get lucky. I'ma keep you with the good mood. Keep you up all night. Never, never around you. Baby, this is soul vibe. Got me dancing like a soul train. Laughing the whole time. Got me singing in the shower. Baby, are you all mine? Baby, I'm your four-leaf clover.
The continuation between Onyx Esports and RRQ Hoshi is happening right here at Stream A when it comes down to this group stage Season 6 for the Snapdragon Mobile Challenge Finals. This is definitely quite a game, especially when it comes down to Onyx getting themselves one
As fleeting as a snowflake's breath.
Currently, you can preset a hero's equipment build. After the revamp, upgrading
Our turret has been destroyed. An enemy initiate retreat. Our turret has been destroyed. Launch attack! Your team destroyed a turret! Killing spree! Launch attack! An ally has been slain. Enemy double. Your team destroyed the turret. Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Good game.
Your team destroyed the turret.
An enemy has been slain. Good game. Slain.
Your team destroyed the turret.
Has been slain.
Killing spree.
Launch attack.
People can't be won over with force. You have to move their hearts. Sylvana's Holy Lance is quite formidable, but I'm her real trump card.
Do you know what loneliness is, Tetra?
Groove, you become what you believe in.
Do you know what loneliness is, Tetra?
This dance is for you.
Do you know what loneliness is, Tetra?
The pointy ends of my spears warn those against me.
Freedom at hand.
My fate is to kill.
The best comes with surprise.
Those who do not...
The dawn will finally... I must not go too far away from the others.
Let us commence.
A gentle breeze is enough to shake.
I will slay them all.
Those who do not rest shall reign.
I was made for destruction.
Once, there was a place called home for me.
I hope they won't be too surprised when seeing me like this.
I will slay them all.
I was born a warrior.
Onward to a boundless world.
Let a storm whip up the souls.
As long as my mind is free.
Those who do not rest shall reign.
I'm not here just to win training tests. I am your doom. I will slay them all.
A gentle breeze is enough.
Once there was a place called home for me.
The dawn will finally come, as long as
Onward to a soon you'll see me come out on top again. Shut!
We all belong to where our hearts go, no?
Soon you'll see me come out on top again.
In bloodbath.
Try me. One shot fired, one ender down.
Face yourself. My fate is to kill. My fate is to kill.
I must not go too.
We all belong to where our hearts go, no?
Try me.
Nothing escapes my vision.
Cellric student. I will slay them all.
Freedom at hand.
This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer.
Shot! Target in sight.
This is not an appropriate place to stay any longer.
Freedom at hand.
My fate is to kill.
One shot fired, one ender down. Shot! Target in sight. body feels heavy.
Let's see who has the last laugh.
Freedom at hand.
Onward to a
Do you know what loneliness is, Petra?
We all belong.
I must not go too far away from the others. I hope they won't be too surprised.
A gentle breeze is enough to shake the foes.
The dawn will finally come.
Once, there was a place called home for me. We all belong to where our hearts go, no?
Those who do not rest shall reign.
Never.
You will never learn.
I hope they won't be too surprised when seeing me. As long as my mind is free.
One shot fired, one ender down.
Freedom.
Shush! Target.
The dawn will finally come.
Never give up.
Face yourself.
Would you like to have a drink with me? The more you're...
It's good to see you, Rafaela.
Let's see who has the last laugh.
Without fight. Impressive fight!